And let's kick off with the front page of the Telegraph. Leo, what are they running with?
So their main story is saving the planet is not our job, says the chief of the Fed, Jerome Powell. So he said institutions should not wade into social issues beyond their remit. And I agree with them. I mean, the central bank should deal with inflation. I think that's quite a big issue right now, and that's enough to take up anybody's full attention. They don't need to worry about doomsday cults or climate change or anything like that. There is a bit of a rift amongst financial lords at the moment. So Jerome Powell and Mervyn King, who's a former boss of the Bank of England, agree that banks should stick to banking. But China's central bank, obviously, they want to control everything. And also the former head of the Bank of England, or the former Bank of England governor, Mark Carney, who's now a special envoy to the United Nations on climate change. He says that we should be tackling climate change because everything's about virtue signalling now instead of actually doing a job.
Haven't they? I mean, on the whole, it's mostly corporations. It's mostly like Ben & Jerry's ice cream sort of lecturing everyone about toxic masculinity and that kind of thing. But the banks, they're just restricting this to climate change. Is that right?
Well, Ben & Jerry's do it as advertising. It's free advertising for Ben & Jerry's. If they can get everybody sharing a picture of their diabetes-causing ice cream and pretend that it's some sort of social justice campaign.
That they pour plastic into, by the way, to keep it from melting.
Yeah. They pour plastic into
Yes,
the
you're
ice
eating
cream.
plastic when you're eating ice cream.
OK, I mean,
totally
I should say I
that.
cannot verify that rumour
Allegedly.
here live on air, but nevertheless, don't you think, Scott, though, that actually the Bank of England should be there to talk about money, and just money, really?
Well, I'm a fan of Mark Carney's, for one thing, so don't put him down. But also, he's quite tall, looks good in a Gucci suit. But I think what they're saying is they should be investing in ideas that help promote the idea that we're all meant to be saving the planet and spending money at the same time. So they're looking for the kind of thing they can drop cash into that will bring the temperature down to the water.
You don't agree with Leo that this is virtue signalling or trying to appear relevant?
Well, virtue signaling is fine if it's for a good cause, I think. I mean, there's no way to signal for a good cause unless you are promoting your own virtue.
Yeah, what's so wrong with that, Leo? I mean, if we have a climate catastrophe around the corner, why shouldn't the Bank of England
what's next? Are they then going to be, making sure there's enough, people under 3 foot represented in Ryanair staff? I mean, where does it end? This sort of getting involved in social activism, and also, there's a couple of things wrong with it. It's going to distract them from their core mission of actually dealing with inflation, dealing with money.
Is there an issue with that at the moment?
There is a bit of an issue with it. So this isn't the time to be taking the eye off the ball. And also, the government's response to climate change is going to do more damage than climate change itself. Governments are notoriously terrible at doing things, so we don't need to.
That's why the banks should deal with it, because they're much better at looking after themselves. But also, I think they're saying that working on climate change will improve the economy and help with the inflationary problems.